at ESL 1 Katowice 2019. Our upper bracket final continues with Team Secret firmly in charge, as expected by our expert panel. But can Gambit show us something new, something different perhaps, as we head towards the draft for game number 2? A question we'll put to our panel right now, where we have Nahaz, Odie Pixel, and Kyle. Kyle, is it time for something different now? 3 games in a row.
Not necessarily different, but tweaked. I stand by the original point I made. Something that accelerates their timing windows, something that gives their draft more power than Secret's prepared to deal with. And you have to match Secret's ability to draft these XP-dependent game changers. Ember, Lesh, Enigma, all these heroes that just get online at like the 10-minute mark and just start taking over the map. They're no longer able to be contested in one way or another.
We had a lot of focus on the drafts and what heroes you choose and how you activate them and everything else. Is that the only issue right now, or do you think there's anything else that Gambit could improve in game?
I mean, I think for Gambit, as I say, I'm going to look towards the supports to step it up this game. I think FNG and Immersion had a very rough game 1. They pretty much set the entirety of the game at the bottom net worth. They were unable to find any space on the map to get their level 6s. I think a little bit of that was down to the picks. As I say, I want to see Immersion not go for the Nyx Assassin. Get something like the Earth Spirit, something that has a real playmaker on, something that's not going to rely on the fact that you need to have Sentry Wall control. There's sort of little things that stop him from having a great game.
Simplified. Give me some Earth Spirit.
Yeah.
I mean, Earth Spirit's not simple.
For Immersion, it is.
As far as
he's very good. He's very good on it. It's not a simple hero, though.
It's about what it does. It's a tool for your draft.
Sure,
you
I
catch.
understand.
I do want to highlight, I think it dovetails with the points that you guys are making, just the play from Secret 3 through 5 in that game. All 5 Secret heroes dealt between 10k and 17k damage. Go ahead, Kyle.
That leads right into what I wanted to say, which is Secret has a core, a farm distribution that I don't think we've ever seen in Dota. They have a 1 position. They have a 1-3-5, right? They've got 3 3s.
Yep.
Occasionally, mid 1 will be on something a bit more farm heavy. But more often than not, Puppey's the only real support they've got. Often his net worth is also significantly higher. And part of that,
some games he's out there as like a 6.
Well, yes, but
he's way behind.
That's to activate the rest of his draft.
Course, yeah.
But I know, and this is something I've talked with him about this, and I 100% agree, is that items are far more valuable on your supports.
Oh,
in the sense that you want your 5. You want all of your heroes, because the later it gets in the game, the less valuable that next item is to the hero that possesses it.
No, it's just diminishing marginal returns.
Exactly.
Honestly, you look at this has been happening in Dota for years now with the addition of these smaller items like Glimmercade. That support gold is so influential. And it's not just about the level farm distribution. It's about what Secret does with this gold. I mean, Yapsor and Zai were both in on 20 of 25 team kills, mid ones in on 18. They just create chaos all over the map.
To keep going off what he's saying, the game has changed to where no longer are slots as valuable as they used to be. Sure. I used to have observers in 1 slot, sentries in the other, dust in 1, a smoke, a TP. I have no room for items. Nowadays,
all of a sudden you got a backpack.
I've got a backpack and I don't need a TP to carry anymore. So now if I'm a support and I have, 1,000 extra gold on my enemy, it's not just a few sentries and I'm waiting for a Ghost Scepter. I've got double bracer, I've got a crown, and I'm on my way to my Force Staff. And there's no penalty.
Naturally, Team Secret, they first picked the Coddle and they've taken away the Ursa. So immediately, your big Wisp killer is gone. One of your best heroes for Dahak is gone.
Sure.
And you ask the question, the other big Wisp killer that we've seen is Jug, but Jug's gotten thoroughly exposed at this tournament.
That's not a good hero anymore.
I do like the way the Gambit's changed the opening bans, though. They prioritized banning the Lifestealer over the Viper, and I think that was something last game that caused them a lot of issues. They are going to still try and open with that Nyx Assassin. You do?
I think this hero is legit. The problem, again, is always with Nyx. Can you get him to level 6? Can you get him involved? Because the hero, if he falls behind, has no way of coming back in the game except for killing enemy heroes.
That's a great point, and that's something Secret never find themselves in a scenario where they're threatened by a lack of wave clear if they fall behind. Heroes like Nyx are dangerous because, as you said, they have 1 option. It's similar to rushing Blink Dagger on a Legion commander. The only way for Nyx to be relevant in a game is to be finding kills.
Do they just snap pick the Brew right here?
I think they might. If they do, I think this game is going to be very hard for Gambit if Secret do just pick the Brew now. Give it no chance to be banned out.
They don't. Because that
combo, as we saw 10 minutes in, the 2 team fights that Gambit tried to take as 5 was just ruined by Keeper of the Light and the Brew.
You just Pango again as well if you want. I think that hero might be more valuable. There are no real replacements for what it does. and Secret are capable of playing it 2 and 3. Brewmaster is more of a 5 or 3, and I think that when your second pick specifically, this is more valuable.
Please ban it, though. It's just Puppy is the master. Puppy and Kuro and occasionally Peter are these guys that they'll find that one mechanic that takes away your plan A, like the Brew offensive purge, and it's just asking a team
they're surely
to
going to ban it. They've got to ban it. Gambit have to ban.
Yeah, isn't Pango's Q, remember, when Lucky Shot procs, it's an AoE disarm. Another thing incredibly effective against
Visage,
a hero rushing a creep that has 2 creeps built into his kit.
Right.
It's
I
just,
still
it's the
want to
perfect
see it.
pick.
I still want to see a game where Dahak can go his Crimson
but
Guard
it's,
build.
I don't know if that's going to matter, though. Like, Pango is perfect at shutting down what Gambit likes to do. He hits multi-role, multi-lane, multiplayer. You can fight as soon as you're level 6.
But again,
and you scale.
The thing is, right, there are always, in Dota, there are always multiple ways to adjust, right? So I think you don't have to adjust by going away from the Visage. You can try and adjust by picking a mid hero that's a lot less static.
I don't know if I agree. I think that it's very... Visage Nicks are... You can't do much. You know what these heroes do. There's not very much freedom you have, especially if you're going to keep them on the same roles game after game.
Come on. Like the why we love Dota so much is that what you pick in your second phase alters significantly what your first 2 heroes are able to accomplish.
My argument is only that Secret has a lot more malleability than Gambit does. That's all.
I think Secret, again, being very smart, they ban the SF now rather than sort of the last ban, because they know that Gambit, their best approach to this game is, last game they put out a Ninja mid on the Razor. Sure, he goes even with the Pango. They need to have something Gambit that's going to stop mid-1 from going even, stop him from getting the early CS, and SF would have been perfect. If Gambit's just start with the SF +1 in the mid, get that first few waves secured for Alpha Ninja, then suddenly Gambit, he can go off. Well,
he won mid, but the difference is they got that
It was even the Pango still got farm. It wasn't like he didn't dominate.
It was
mid-1.
Mid-1
kept even.
At 6 minutes, he was 40 CS to mid-1 22,
Razor.
but they got the kill, right? Razor can't rotate like that.
It's not just Razor is just not threatening. I don't care if a Razor beat me slightly in a lane.
We're saying the same.
An SF could do the same, but be so much more valuable.
The difference is you can rotate in and get a kill on the Razor, and then the Pango can rotate top lane and just destroy the Doom's game completely.
I think it's cool that both teams have an understanding of so they second phase Coddle Brew on Secret. They upgrade it because Secret know they will not get second phase Coddle again, so they ensure they pick it up right away. With Lifestealer banned, it becomes even more valuable, and it's just perfect here. They ban the SF, as you said, Owen.
Okay.
Slight change for Gambit.
Okay.
The Rubik wasn't banned, by the way, by Gambit this time around, which is now open for Secret.
It's a really nice... Yeah, this is... to quote my brother, anytime you see Jakiro, you can pick me Rubik.
Yeah.
Especially with this Max Ice Path build. Oh my god. It used to be, I wouldn't mind playing support Jakiro against Rubik because I would usually be going like 4-1-4 if I saw it.
Oh, and by the way, it's not just Ice Path with 0 cast point anymore. It's Ice Path with 0 cast point that lasts longer than Jakiro's.
Yeah, it's like...
It's a better Jakiro.
And it's cool.
That's annoying.
The thing is, Secret, the reason you can predict their drafts, I guess, more reliably is because they're willing to play anything. And when you have scenarios like this where you can see, yes, this pick is probably the best.
It's a paradoxical statement, but it's absolutely right.
Yeah, this pick is the best. So they have a player that excels at it.
Right.
And of course they'll pick it because why? You don't need to get fancy. That's why they can afford to pick just 27 heroes coming into the series, Alan. They don't need to go into the shed to find the tools to beat anybody.
And then when you play against a team like VP that finally forces you out of that, you're like, fine, I'll pull out support Luna.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the irony of the whole Puppy saving strats things. Yeah, he's saving strats because why would you use it when you don't have to?
Exactly.
Well, let's see what Gambit get now. I imagine looking towards Afterlife here on the off lane. I mean, there are some big combos he could go for, like the Darkseer and such, but the Night Stalker, something that they are very good with. They do this a lot. It's pretty good to get on top of heroes, but that quick Viper pick straight
Remember, that removes the Gravekeeper's cloak from the Visage, which then removes it from the birds. They just feed in that Nether Toxin build. Mid one, of course, the Revolutionary that actually changed up what Vipers do. I'm pretty damn sure he'll be going the Atos build. That's going to shut down the Night Stalker. By the way, Nether Toxin also removes his passive.
And all of a sudden you got this Viper that can stop TPs with an Atos.
Yeah, you know what his biggest issue with that whole hero's problem was that he couldn't
stop
stun
TPs.
Yeah, it's just I don't want to call this game over, but they've got Gambit's number. They've got better players. they are in a tier above everyone else at this tournament. And it's not a knock on any of these other squads. Secret is actually just that good. And if they can continue this dominance up through the next couple of months, you got to start questioning whether this could be the best Secret roster that Puppey's ever assembled.
What do you think about, instead of Razor, what do you think about maybe an OD for Gambit? Is that just too slow?
Into Rubik, into Viper.
I know,
It's a bit of a nasty lane, isn't it?
You already have wave clear issues because you have a Night Stalker and a Nyx. And
You can't go deep. I'm just looking at Afternoon's heroes. SF's out, fine. Razor, I guess they could pick again, but his other two big heroes are the OD and the DK. DK gets his passive broken, so forget about it.
Dude, it just, look at the difference in the ability to shove waves, comparing the 3 and 4 from Secret, Pango and Rubik, to Nyx and Night Stalker. Gambit can win, sure, don't get me wrong, but they've got to run train all over the map.
I still like OD or Kunkka, but maybe they go back to the Razor.
Kunkka's banned
more
by Gambit for his face.
More of a playmaking. What about the puck, sort of for setup and elusivity? You don't think you get away with the puck?
Not into Viper, not into Troll.
I mean, you could try to get cute with mid-tide, but, well, that's not so bad.
You need something crazy. Maybe, I was thinking like PL, but I don't know. The problem is, what hero of Gambit hits a certain level and like matters? Visage Birds just don't feel that relevant against, like
Ember?
Troll, banned. Not banned?
No, they banned Team Secret.
Last banned by Secret. Damn it. Come on. You have Troll evasion, deals with the birds, Viper Nether Toxin. The Rubik Fade Bolt reduces damage on birds so that even level 2,
Kyle,
they're doing 0.
I'm still trying to come up with something.
You ask, oh, well, let's
You're
stick to the
killing me.
Visage, and Secret decides to not just answer you with one hero. Oh, literally every hero on Secret has a method of making Visage and his birds worthless.
Yeah, there's the OD. I think I agree with what Kyle was saying. It's not a great alternative, but I think it's the best of the alternatives available. I think it gives you a win condition, but it's a brutal game. We talk all day long about how good Secret is and the many reasons for this. You're seeing that again.
I had nothing more to say, really. This is...
It looks rough. It really does.
I still think I don't want to count Gambit out here because they're very, very good. They're executing at a level where I think they could beat Secret, but Secret is still, they're a tier above Gambit, and for that matter, I think everybody else in the world right now at drafting.
So the draft was rough, Owen. What could you pull out for Gambit fans that would be hopeful here? What can they cling on to?
I like that we're getting a Jakiro instead of a Lich. At least that's going to sort of allow them to have
even
a bit
though
of
they've
extra
got a
pressure.
better Jakiro on the other team.
That is true, but I'm pulling at straws here. I'm trying to find something, okay?
It's possible. You've got to feed on Yapzor's Rubik. Shut his game down. Find that first kill. I've seen Gambit win games like this. You have Astral, you have Nyx stun, you have Night Stalker. You can set up for these long-range ice paths and just keep someone stunned until death. The concern is just getting that advantage when you can't kill creeps like Secret
You need like a first blood on mid one or something.
All right. It didn't work the first time round, it didn't work the second time round, and it didn't work the third time round. And I think there's some sort of phrase out there about doing the same thing over and over again and it being mad. But nevertheless, we're going to do it all again. Let's go into game number 2.
Nobody wants to see Secret just waltz into the grand finals totally uncontested, but our analysts are painting that kind of doom and gloom for Game 2 and potentially for the end of this series. Blitz, please tell me you've got some ray of sunshine for me.
Yeah, I mean, I think that Gambit has a much better shot in this game, at least. I felt like in the last game they just lacked damage, but this time around with the OD, they should be a little bit better equipped. They've got a Night Stalker who I think is just a faster-paced hero. I feel like they tried the farm game against Secret. That didn't work. Try to fight them with all-out aggression and see what they can put up.
And what about the fact that it seems like our Visage, he may be even more countered than he was last game. We've got 4 different heroes after the Visage pick that all deal with Visage as well as his familiars.
Yes, but as Kyle should always remember, there are other heroes in Dota. You can always work around stuff.
We'll see if Gambit can put that together here. We're going to have a fight
Lucky
over
Absol.
the bounty runes. He snuck around, does manage to grab it, and Visage is hoping to punish him for it, but YapzOr is going to dance his way out of here. Secret, get 3 bounty runes.
He's got boots, and he just gives him the quick taunt real fast. As, yeah, they're going to start with 3 bounties here, as we're going to see the mid 1 Viper, a hero that has been very successful for a lot of teams lately with the way that people have been pumping more points into the Nether Toxin early on, and kind of curious to see how this matchup goes with that build.
The Rod of Atos that I'm sure we're going to be seeing. Zai is going to be playing the Pango top against a Hawk's Visage. YapzOr is going to assist him against the FNG Jakiro. Bottom lane, we've got, you talked about the Night Stalker. You think it's a faster hero than the Doom that we saw last time around. Hopefully he's able to get a better game. And he's matched into Nisha's Troll, 2 supports being the Keeper of the Light and
He's like
Assassin.
he's like a mini Doom, right? You get the silence, you get to run at people this time around. He won't have as much farm, not nearly as much, but it's not like he did anything with it in the previous game anyways, not that he could. So this game, I think they're trying to speed up the pace of the game, try to get a little bit more active, just completely switching gears, which I think is the right idea.
Well, one big downside is his laning phase is going to be harder than even last game because he has no farm mechanism. He's just being pushed back by the Troll all the time, and unfortunately Void doesn't let you CS because it's half damage, so it's only 45. A Troll can easily outlast hit that.
Yeah, that's actually so rough.
Top lane, Zai's definitely going to have an easier time contesting. As you can see, he actually goes for the early level of Shield Crash. Already has 6 CS.
I mean, that's I think that's partially because they don't really have kill potential on him in this top lane either.
Yeah.
Like, Rubik and Pango can potentially get some kills like we're going to see right here. This is probably going to be first blood.
Oh, FNG actually jukes his way upwards, and that dodges the swashbuckle. Shield Crash on top of him, trying to finish him off, but Zai, can he get the last hit? He barely gets first blood. Nyx Assassin TP'd in for this too, but Zai still managed to get the coveted extra bit of bounty gold.
That's rough. Very nice juke, though, by FNG. Very well played by him, as I had to fully commit for that. If he had hit it, they'd probably just get the kill. He's able to back out, no problem. He had stick charges, too. At the very least, they do force the rotation of Immersion, who almost definitely doesn't want to be here, but doesn't really have a place in this bottom lane, because I think he learned from the previous game. He's not going to get aggressive. His puppy's just going to use the pull.
Didn't even know about that little tree area that FNG went up to.
That was really well done by him. They at least got something out of that.
Yeah. It's funny, we're seeing this, if you had talked about Nyx Assassin before, you know, he had been picked up in the meta so much, one of the things you easily could have talked about was just not the most amazing laner in a lot of situations, but then we had these Nyx Assassins that were super successful, and it just seems like we kind of forgot about that problem, or it was mended maybe by some teams that just had a better understanding of it, but we're seeing the downfall of the Nyx in this series and even the last.
Yeah, he just doesn't pump out enough damage. Like, this hero sort of just watches things happen. His kill potential by himself isn't the same as a lot of other heroes. For example, if you're an Earth Spirit, you roll mid, you get kills. But Nyx doesn't really have those same options. And so he's more relegated to pulling, trying to get levels, which in last game we saw wasn't really the best idea because he just came online much later than YapzOr. And this time around, he's trying to soak a little bit more, but you're putting Dahak in an even worse position as a result. Like, the one good thing about that was that they were able to get him a really quick level 6. He went to do Ancients, then he got XP. This time around, they're trying to measure his pace a little bit more as he whiffs on the stun, does get the regen rune, but it's just going to sort of be a trade here.
Mid one gets a bit low. We haven't talked about this mid lane matchup. Afo is a little bit behind the Viper, but actually does have a bit more to Nice. I know you probably haven't played the recent Viper with the Rod of Atos, but how does this matchup feel for you as like the OD?
As the OD, it's got to be a little bit annoying. You can't really get any sort of kills. Viper can just passively see us with Nether Toxin. It's almost like a mini shrapnel in that sense. And OD never really dealt with that in the best way anyways.
Yeah.
Because he wants to try to get close, get those upfront CS and denies like he is right now, but Viper doesn't really enable that to happen. And you notice that mid one also puts a premium on just ferrying out regen at all times rather than ever trying to go back, which I think is a really smart idea too against the OD. This is going to allow him to just get some free CS, push out the lane, and just go jungle.
Immersion trying to fight YapzOr for the bounty room, but YapzOr snags it away from him with the telekinesis. So it'll be a 2-for-2 trade up, but finally we do get into nighttime. So Afterlife, we're gonna get some action going here. He's gonna try and chase down the secret support of Puppey. Can't actually get on top of him though.
Did you get that last hit?
I'm not sure, I actually didn't see. That blinding light will be a problem for him, kind of no matter what, because the Night Stalker is now more reliant on right-clicking than he was before. Beautiful stun by Immersion. I'm not even sure if he meant to hit YapzOr in the back line, but he is gonna cost his life. He saves his OD, yes, but has to die for it, and that means Secret already have a 2,000 net worth lead at just 6 minutes in.
That's right, Casual, being able to do whatever they want again
Yep.
in this game, and they're trying to speed up the pace. You're going to need Afterlife to just get aggressive around the map, but he doesn't really do anything against this troll. Puppey is playing very, very safe overall, as he is by this tower right now. Should be okay with the blinding light, just run back. And we see further problems with the Nyx. As mentioned before, this hero doesn't just really get that active on the map too early. He's more successful in these tri-lane on tri-lane situations, but it's not like top had kill potential either. So he's just going to a bunch of lanes where he can't really get any kills. He can't really pressure any of the cores. He's pretty useless mid. He's only level 3 right now. You're not really feeling his presence, and I think this is what's making the game so hard, is they just don't have kill potential. They didn't have it in the previous game. They don't have it in this one either.
It's interesting that Zai still does not have a level in Lucky Shot. Has opted for 2 levels of Shield Crash.
There's no way that the Pango should be able to play like this, and the Rubik just kind of sits there undeterred completely. Like, this should be punishable, right? In a normal game where Rubik is literally standing in front of you, taking CS, kind of doing whatever he feels like. And now Puppey has even made his way up here, giving Zai some mana. Looks like they wanted to try to get aggressive on the Jakiro, but FNG doing the correct thing, backing up a little bit, has ferried himself a salve. And
with the Siege Wagon push, they're going to try and get the Visage out of lane here. Zai is going to be caught by FNG, a big nuke, and that'll be enough. A nice pickup. Secret do get overly aggressive.
And they haven't been punished before, so they were like, well, we can sort of do whatever. So I didn't even get stunned. He sort of just got right-clicked to death. And they needed something like that on the map to happen. Unfortunately for Immersion, he wasn't really in that. But getting kills at this point is really what they need. Is he's going to get lifted. He does have that level of Spike Carapace. He's going to pop it early just in case the blast was following through.
Speaking of unpunished, Nisha as the troll, he was bottom lane behind the tier 1, the enemy tier 1 tower, fighting the Night Stalker for CS. Even in nighttime, he is not afraid of this hero whatsoever.
Yeah, and that's the problem with, I think, Gambit's drafts, is they don't really have these heroes that kill in the laning phase. Like, they rely heavily on their mid game going a lot better.
Yeah.
Which against a team like Secret was a little bit too fast. But maybe this time around they can do it. That is the hope anyways, that they can get something done.
Nice courier kill. Zai is going to be hit by the stun from Immersion to Hawk. Picked up his level 6, and the moment he does, he's out of here. Immersion will take over the lane, but Afterlife going to be chased down. Ooh, those whirling axes barely managed to catch up. Even in nighttime, this Night Stalker can't outrun the troll.
Was that just an easy solo? Yes, it was.
Yep.
As we see everybody on the side of Secret farming now, the Pango 2 has more CS than the Visage safe laner. And now they're going to allow Immersion to try to pick up some levels. He's going to try to catch up to the Rubik, who's already level 5.
We're out of Atos very soon for mid 1.
And the one good news is that the OD hasn't died, hasn't really been pressured.
Yeah.
He's been allowed some farm. Last time around this game, we already saw Zai diving in, trying to get a kill on him. As FNG up here alone, he's got to be a little bit more careful here. If he gets blasted by this level 2 blast, his Puppey is going to fly just a second too late. Very nice TP out from FNG.
But that does mean there is nobody left to defend this tower. Everybody else is currently positioned at bottom, where they're going for the gank on Anisha. They do manage to get the impale outside of vision. Follow that up with a spike carapace on top of Nisha. The silence as well. Oh, but Nisha is going to be able to... Ooh, he still dies that last blast. Didn't think it was going to be enough. Now Yapzor, he's going to be food for Gambit as well. Yapzor.
Good move. Really nice rotation. They needed to get something done. They go bottom.
I think Secret got used to the way that Dahak played last game, where he was just doing Ancients the entire time. Didn't expect an active rotation from him.
Yeah. This time around, credit to them, they have adjusted completely. They're no longer just farming and watching everybody do whatever they want. This time around, they're trying to set up for stuff. I really like that he made that rotation, because he could have easily just hit neutrals like he did in the previous game. But I feel like he took that data and he was like, that did not work whatsoever. Being passive on the map, trying to outfarm Secret was not the right idea. So this time around, he's trying to be a little bit more active, makes that rotation down bottom. And now they're going to actually give FNG some time to farm, because I think they realize the kill potential comes from the Nyx Assassin. So he has to be the one to move around. You can't just let him sit in the lane getting XP, trying to catch up to Yapzor on levels.
Jakiro, if you can give him some levels as well, he can operate as a good hero to give you, just shove out some waves, allow the OD and Visage continue to play inside of those neutrals. Neither team, like once again, neither team has the greatest way to take super early towers and try and wrestle map control away from their opponent.
Yeah, that's why you're going to see the Midas on the Night Stalker. I think that's a symptom of it, is when you play against teams like Secret, where they don't naturally just go for these straight out pushes. They just sort of farm, get these one-off pickoffs and go back to farming and allow you to come into them. Everyone just feels a little bit more passive, I think.
Immersion, just kind of running around, scouting things out.
He's not going to kill the Viper.
No.
Viper almost, mid one almost has a 12-minute Atos completed on himself. Very farmed right now for this point in the game. You already see that the OD is going to go for a 4-staff. Everyone should be familiar with this guy's build at this point. You don't really have to work around the itemization anymore.
What else do we got here for our Visage? Got the medallion, building into the Almadam, as always. Anybody else item build we haven't talked about? All right, there's the Rod of Atos. We see the first throwing that out against Immersion. Spike Carapace going to be stolen by Yapzor. They're immediately actually going to smoke up. So as they push the lane in, they think this is going to be enough space, enough time for them to make a move to bottom lane. But this smoke, it's going to be popped by Immersion. He spots these two heroes now. They're going to lay out the sentry. Immersion walked back into it. Zai's coming over as well. Spike Carapace goes out, turning the damage around on Immersion and getting the easy kill for Secret. Now, can they actually do more with this? And it looks like they're going to try and pressure. Okay, Midway's just going to walk into the tier 1 tower and catch the heroes he can, and it's going to be FNG, the Jakiro, who lays out that macro pyre trying to stop the push, but it's only the Secret heroes currently pushing into the tower. They just get whatever Gambit kill they can.
Why not is FNG probably didn't expect him to just kind of walk past. And you see Afterlife sort of just watching this happen, trying to get some XP. He's pretty close to his Midas himself.
He does have Dark Ascension. If they could somehow initiate.
Oh, don't let this happen again. He's
going to pop it now. The silence goes out. He's going to be able to catch Zai and Yapzor inside of that, but the Nyx Assassin's already dead.
Oh,
the Hawk wasn't anywhere close by, so they don't have any follow-up to this. Afterlife almost dies during his big ultimate. What a waste that is for Gambit.
And that is the downside of the 2 levels only of the poison attack, but does manage to get out of there. They do lose the Nyx again. Immersion has not had the easiest this series. Still stuck at level 6, doesn't have any sort of farm. Relegated to this weird position where he's trying to defend towers with his Jakiro, while the rest of his heroes on the side of Gambit, it looks like they've just gone back to farming. There's now a 4-staff on this OD. And I think Dahak is saying to himself, like, I'm just going to farm again. This is what Visages do. We can hit Ancients, we can hit neutral creeps.
Why is it that Secret are pushing out this bottom lane rather than top or mid?
Because I think they're so far ahead, or at least they feel that way, that they think they can get away with this. and the top towers are a lot more free. The bottom tower, historically, the safe lane has been harder to take. So if you're this far ahead into the game and you feel like you can take it, it's a tower you just don't have to worry about at some point in the game. Like, remember the Complexity game versus Aster where they were up like 6K, but both of Aster's bottom tier 1 and tier 2 towers are still alive?
Yeah.
Like, you're just getting it out of the way right now. This Immersion, just kind of trawling through the jungle right now. He's going to TP out into this mid lane. I think he senses that something is up and was going to get collapsed on his Zai making his way here. Doesn't get the silence off, and as a result, he does get the spike carapace. Is Afoninj going to lead with the banish? Is there any sort of follow-up? No stun for 3 seconds.
Puppy's not going to be able to get away from this one. Afterlife is just going to chase him down to the ends of the earth. He's to head back over to mid lane, where mid one once again is going to pressure that OD for his staff to get away from that Nether Toxin, but the Siege Wagon is still alive and still dishing out the damage. Gambit are going to come in and force here. They managed to get the stun onto mid one. They need the extra impale, but they don't get it. They managed to get the damage onto the Nyx Assassin. Now the Rolling Thunder is going to be able to stop the follow-up. Mid one's going to be able to get away. Afterlife, he can't catch up either. The Rod of Atos slows him down. Secret beautifully played out. Defend their Viper as Gambit failed to execute the perfect combination there. They had the Spike Carapace lead in, but they never got the impale out from their Nyx Assassin.
Oh, that almost looks so perfect. The timing of that it looks so good, but the Viper with his corrosive skin and his Atos. I mean, you're starting to see why he picks up this item all the time. It's just a good space creating item as well.
Yeah.
They're just not catching any breaks in this series.
Well, they certainly are. That's going to be 2 kills that have been fumbled by Gambit. They're going to try and go for a pop here. The Will-O-Wisp and the TP's in. Now Zai does not have his Rolling Thunder, but he can still easily get a kill on a support here. FNG just can't get out and away from that damn ball. Immersion. Spike Carapace, Vendetta, he will be able to walk away, but he can't stop this tower from going down. The OD is going to TP in now. Immersion's going to lead a stun on a mid one. The follow-up impale doesn't actually go for it because Afoninj was already so low. A Rod of Atos placed onto Afterlife to make sure he can't pursue, but Secret, again, they just look so strong and they look like they could just do whatever they want. 8,000 net worth lead. And it just continues to get worse and worse for Gambit.
I mean, they took a different approach in this game, and you're still seeing the same result. Nisha just manages to do whatever he feels like because his team just creates space for him as he might get punished for this.
Maybe they've gone a little bit too far here. Managed to hit that impale. Afterlife trying to stay on top of him. He has another void up for 4 seconds. Beside the big hit. The Rolling Thunder kills one support. He's going to try and roll back in from the trees to land another hit on Afterlife. Trying to go for the swashbuckle. Doesn't actually get him.
And the protection squad from Secret is here. They finally try to punish Nisha because the entire time they made any sort of move, they know he's just farming. And this is to be so demoralizing when you know that you're just losing to a bunch of players that are just trying to protect their carry. It's not even like they're trying to protect their carry because Nisha gets all the space in the world.
Zai, is he actually going to be able to fish this out? Swashbuckle's up now. Doesn't make the dive. Immersion's already TP'd in with the Vendetta up as well. They need to be able to get the silence on him now, but Zai already jumped. The moment he saw, thanks to the Sentry, that Nyx Assassin, he jumps a little distance away, and that's just enough to stay out of the hands of Gambit.
And Gambit right now, I have to imagine they have the same feeling as last game. This almost feels like a repeat. They were a little bit more successful in the laning phase, but regardless, they got to the same conclusion, which is Nisha gets the free farm while they're losing fights 4-on-5. Mid one is massive again and going everywhere on the map, creating space, taking towers. As Immersion gonna get lifted up. There's the Nuki gets bounced up. Easy kills.
Very, very easy, and it's just gonna get worse. Zai almost has a Blink Dagger and his level 12. The Guardian Greaves is almost complete for mid one.
They are completely split on the map. One side of the map is taking a tier 2 tower. The other side of the map is taking Roche. Both high risk objectives, but they feel so far ahead that they just don't care. And Gambit, I feel like they've been conditioned. In the 4 games that they played against Secret, they're like, well, we can't do anything anyways. So the confidence is so low that they're not going for anything. They're not risking top, they're not risking this Roshan fight. They're just sort of relegated back to farming. And I feel like this is just, look at mid lane as
FNG trying to push out the mid lane, immediately gets caught.
This just feels like sort of a demoralized team.
Yeah. Afterlife is like cutting creep waves because he knows that they can't actually get anywhere close to Secret.
Look at Yapsor with the lift.
And
of course you get punished for this.
He sticks around way too long. I'm not sure how long he thought he could stick there trying to just right-click down a creep wave.
There's 2 people going bottom, some guys just taking top tier 2 by himself. And in previous series, we saw people get punished for this. Remember Ace on NIP, whenever he tries to do this move, team just 4-man gank him. This time around, Gambit, they're comfortable farming.
Zai gets the Rolling Thunder out in response to some pressure from Dahak. And he may not be able to hit anybody, but he's also not going to die.
Just does a quick spin around the globe. As Nisha now goes down mid, the rest of his team should connect to him, but we'll see what happens here as Immersion right under the watchful eye of that sentry. He's hanging around.
Will-O-Wisp, that's going to be able to catch the 2 supports mid one. Having all that damage on the Nyx Assassin, he's definitely dead. I can't believe Afo's even going to try this one. He actually shows up and imprisons the Viper. And hopefully he'll be able to escape because he certainly could not save that Nyx Assassin.
Yeah, we'll see if they hit an hour of gameplay. That was Gambit's hope.
We'll be able to kill Zai, but the rest of Secret, even without Zai, they're still down to hit this tier 3 as they're going to get their telekinesis pullback. A follow-up impale that was stolen by Yapsor on the OD. FNG comes in from behind, does manage to hit a good ice path. Maybe Secret have overextended themselves, except for the troll. He just rips apart the OD, and now he's going to take out the Night Stalker as well. A buyback from FNG means nothing to Secret. They will continue to march on. Gambit, impale missed. Quickly dodged by Secret, and they just don't give a damn what Gambit do. They just keep on running at them. Nyx Assassin's gonna die again here. Fortunately, the death timers are so low for Gambit because it's so early on into the game that they're losing this set of racks. Is 22 minutes in.
Don't need a buyback if you're alive in 10 seconds.
That is true.
And keep in mind, folks, Gambit is a very good team. This is just Secret kind of playing on another level.
Secret's just that good. They're that much better. They're going to turn around. That is going to be an OD who just got far too aggressive, thinking he was going to be able to imprison someone on the way out, but Secret say, we're not actually leaving. We're going to occupy your base here.
Now just go top. They still have the Aegis.
They still have so many things going for them. Guardian Greaves deal them back up. Not quite to full, but healthy enough. Certainly healthy enough to take this 2 lanes of racks. The good thing, the highlight for Gambit right now is we're going to watch Immersion die, is that at least they can't get Megan. Not yet anyway. That tier 2 is still alive at the bottom lane. That's why Zai is actually already pushing it in. That's it. They're going to call it Secret. Holy cow, what a dominant way to run into the grand finals here. They are looking like a team that cannot be beat.
Yeah, that was combined 52 seconds. And this is a Gambit team that, very rightfully so, made it to top 3. But they just did not look like they were even playing the same game at times.
Secret had their number every step of the way. They had it in the group stage, and it seems about the same here in the upper bracket finals. Just crazy to watch. Can anyone really step to Secret right now?
I don't know. I think in this series, at least, it felt like Gambit was a bit broken.
Yeah.
Like their confidence anyways, they just look shaken because it's not often that you see teams just concede towers, concede Roshans. You know, Secret showing 4 heroes on one side, 1 hero on another. They're playing with, I mean, I wouldn't even say recklessness because they keep getting away with it.
Yeah.
And it feels like every time Gambit's like, all right, guys, now it's our time to make our move. They lose. They just lose 3 heroes.
What does it take to bring down Secret? That is a question that the rest of the teams here at ESL 1 Katowice are asking themselves, and it's a question we have to ask our panel.
Yes, indeed. A very good question as well. Plenty of questions, in fact, for our panel members, not least of which is to try and figure out who can beat Secret in this tournament. Well, only one team has managed to do that, and that was OG on the opening day in the opening match of this tournament. Since then, Secret haven't dropped a single game. They've been absolutely flawless, and yet again, they've managed to conquer Gambit in under 60 minutes. FNG didn't get that wish either. In fact, he's been taking away everything from that game. Kyle, just a thoroughly dominant performance by the best team at the event.
Yep, for sure. And I got really just 2 points to make, which is one, I want to give credit to Sunby, who I think is easily the best coach right now in Dota 2. He's quiet, he doesn't do interviews, and he very much adheres to his philosophy that he is like a support for the captain, for the team. He does not stand in the event they ever need a ringer. Other teams will use their coach. Sunby wants to maintain that that separation.
Yep.
I think that as a team, they approach this game better, more professionally than a lot of the other squads that they end up defeating. And one last thing, remember when they played EG in the lower bracket final of the Chunking Major? You know what EG did? Terrorblade, first 2, both games. You know what happened to EG? They got wrecked. You cannot come in against this team with that same old basic bullshit.
All right.
It won't work.
Okay. No, and I want to hear from both of our other panel members in just a moment, but Puppy is on stage right now with Eri, so let's hear from him.
I am here with Puppy with a dominant win over Gambit. Congratulations, Puppy. Puppy, from being the captain, what is the challenge in building the kind of team that you want? Like, to get to this place where Secret is right now, take us through what it took to get to this place, to get all the kind of pieces that you wanted.
It's very hard because a lot of it is like blindly looking at things. Hopefully it works out, because a lot of it is like guessing. You don't really know exactly how a player is, how his mentalities are, how he actually plays. Even though you can observe it, you might not know. But I think through experience and playing with so many players, I can just basically already find out exactly what players will gel together. And right now, I got a lot of people who basically have a lot of chemistry together.
Yes. Did you know that you were eventually going to get to this place? Like, man, right now I'm just trying to find the pieces. Like you said, you're just trying to get it by feel. Did you eventually think that you were going to get to this place where Secret is now?
Yeah, of course.
There you have it. And you guys are especially very, very dominant. And yes, good luck for you to the, of course, next round. We will see you tomorrow, Puppy. Congratulations. Give it up for Puppy, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, Puppy and Team Secret through to the grand final. Yet another grand final this season as well. They're having a fantastic 2018-2019 season, and long may it continue as far as he's concerned, that's for sure. We're kind of breaking things down in terms of Gambit. They're still in the competition, Alan. That's the good news, because obviously they get another shot at this if they can get through the lower bracket. But there's a couple of tasty teams down there that they're going to have to look at. The definition of madness is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. So, time for change.
Well, I don't know. I think you have to be careful with that, right? Because I like the fact that Gambit stuck to their guns with the Ursa. They lost with it 3 times against Secret and Fnatic. Picked it again first overall against Fnatic in that second game and won. This is a team that has that established identity. But again, I do think Kyle's point is right, that more so maybe than any other drafter in Dota, bar perhaps Kuro, Puppy, if he knows what you're going to do coming in, he's going to have not only one way to take that away from you, but multiple ways. And in this game, in this series, the 3 through 5 position of Secret, just they so roundly outplayed their Gambit counterparts. The gap there was just insane. And Puppy's play as well as YapzOr and Zai. Zai led the team in hero damage in that last game. And I think actually after this series, I'm going to bump Zai a little bit ahead of Nisha even in my MVP voting.
Owen?
I mean, I'd agree. I mean, it's hard to sort of say who's sort of the MVP after a series like that, because it was just Secret just being on an entirely different level. The entire roster, them all played their part absolutely perfectly. Every move was orchestrated to a T. There was just nothing wrong. Nothing went wrong for Secret, and especially in that game too. And I am disappointed in Gambit showing. I really feel that Gambit they could do a whole lot better than this against Secret. Sure, they're on a different level. Secret is that much further ahead, but Gambit, with other sort of changes to their lineup, not sort of opening twice with this Nyx Assassin Visage, they could have had a better shot at this, but I don't know if it was nerves on the main stage got the better of them. They felt that they had to stick to the comfort of comfort lineups. They just sort of let these chances slip away from them. They didn't diversify enough and give us that bit of a stray away from this Visage lineup that we know they can do.
And the difference might not be as much like, you know, there's the coach, there's the captain, but the individual players' understanding of how to win the game is something we've got to think about, because the players on Secret are just, they're smarter than their opposition 9 times out of 10, not maybe 99 times out of 100. So you can put them in different positions. They know what they have to do to win the game, whether it's to activate their teammates, perhaps play a bit more selfishly, look to force fights, look to bait fights and run away. Other teams, like, they struggle just to kind of keep it together with this one idea, that one identity. It's just,
look,
they're on another level, man.
We've now seen 4 games between Secret and Gambit. Secret is 4-0, and the 4 games have taken a grand total of less than 2 hours. And it's partly what Kyle's saying. Dota is naturally a snowball game. And nowhere is that more true than at the highest levels, where these teams like Secret, they take small edges and they turn them into big ones. That's what makes them so good. And I think what Kyle just said is basically Secret feels so much more dangerous because they have so many different ways that they can do that.
Yep, 111 minutes is the grand total of 4 matches. That's all Gambit have survived against Team Secret. We're going to get more from our 3 panel members, but first off, let's check in with Purge.
The Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel Power Plays.
When I was checking out that game, one thing I noticed was Secret got off to a really big gold advantage. Maybe not a huge gold advantage, but a moderate gold advantage early on in the game. Now, when they picked Troll as their last pick, what they were looking for is a carry that can secure their safe lane against the scary hero of Night Stalker, who isn't the strongest until nighttime, but he has high HP, high armor, and pretty good damage. So what they did that was really interesting was Troll's benefit is his second skill here, his Axe skill. It does 75 magic damage when you throw it out, so he combos it together with his attack to guarantee range creep last hit. And what was really cool is Puppy's skill, his third skill, and what that does is reduces all of your basic cooldowns by 3 seconds. So that means it gives Troll a 6-second cooldown and full mana on that Troll ability. So if we go back just a second here, not only did he get to use it earlier than he expected, but he's also full mana. So when Night Stalker comes in for a last hit, he gets slowed here, and then both heroes are right-clicking Night Stalker. This sacrifices Keeper of the Light's ability to do a nuke, but it facilitates Nisha to use his more often, and they get to pressure more. Look how many times he's thrown this out so far. And you might be thinking like, hey, where the hell is this guy's dual lane partner? He is actually in the game. But what he ended up doing was pulling the creep wave all the way around. He pulls it all the way to about the tier 3 here and ends up trading a creep wave out. So he's actually denying a lot of farm from Nisha. But the problem is that dive that ended up in a first blood in Zai's favor happened on the top lane. He TPs out of this lane before this range creep dies, and then he's basically gone from the lane for the rest of the laning stage. So it's actually pretty impactful, because when we go back to later on, Night Stalker can't even approach the wave. He does get quite a few levels because of the push, but Nisha is just dominating last hits. And right now, Night Stalker is sitting at a measly 5. 5 last hits on him. Nyx has 3 and 2, and we got Troll all the way up here at 15 and 5. So one of those small laning things we don't get a chance to see very much, so I want to show it to you guys.
Yeah, very good.
That's a great point. And if you were to watch this replay, like, that's a game-losing move. And it's a perfect example of an individual that doesn't, like, Immersion's a fantastic player. He's super talented, but there are no circumstances where you can teleport out of the bottom lane. It's just, you cannot do it. I don't care if you're gonna get a double kill top.
No.
You cannot make that rotation. You have given away the off lane, and each one of those creep waves is worth more than a level 2 hero.
But he has done that against other teams, and it has paid off. Is it the fact that he can't get away with it against this team?
In this particular case, no. I think this is one of the rare cases where I am willing to accept an absolute statement. Kyle is just right, full stop. I mean, and it happened in both games. Immersion was just taken out of his lane. And again, it's just what Puppy's so good at, is he recognizes this particular player is so central to the other team's game plan. If we take this guy away, all the other stuff that we're talking about how good Dahak can be, about how Alpha Ninja can crush these mid lanes, about how Afterlife can create such chaos in the team fights, none of that matters anymore, because this key cog that is the 4 position, has been for the last 3 years in Dota, isn't there.
All right, thank you very much, all three. We're going to take a break here. It's going to be a slightly extended break. Of course, we're going to get 2 more teams ready to enter the arena and play on the main stage here in Spot 8. Don't go too far away as we head back to the lower bracket.
Even with Outside, they're still down to hit this tier 3 as they're going to get the telekinesis pullback. A follow-up impale that was stolen by Yaps, or on the OD. FNG comes in from behind. Does manage to hit a good ice path. Maybe Secret have overextended themselves, except for the Troll. He just rips apart the OD, and now he's going to take out the Night Stalker as well. A buyback from FNG means nothing to Secret. They will continue to march on.